Hi, Linda. The examples you wanted to see, I've put together a quick video on a particular website that I've built that actually incorporates three different AIs running in the background to accomplish some very complex workflows. So in this particular case, I wanted to automate content creation and publishing to blog posts and social media posts so that it didn't take a tremendous amount of time to research and write and edit and generate images or find licensable images to include with my posts. It's all very time consuming and I just don't have the time to do all of that, but it's extremely important if you're trying to build an audience and build credibility with people who don't know your brand yet. So I've created this automated workflow. We'll go ahead and sign in. So in the dashboard, I've already set up 4 different profiles that I'm trying to build. And for this demo, I'm just going to show you the one for Duval Consulting. I want to focus on AI technology news, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how this works. I won't go into a tremendous amount of detail, but I do want to show you how it works. Once you're inside, I've got multi-language, so I can post in Spanish, French, German, or Italian. That covers the majority of my audience that I'm trying to reach. I've loaded in a bunch of keywords that I want to try and track and find articles related to these topics. I've got certain types of information that I do not want the AI, in this case ChatGPT, I don't want it pulling in stuff related to games, memes, novelties, pranks, jokes, parody, any of that kind of stuff. I want actual hard news. And ChatGPT is the AI that's going to do this work. It's going to search for AI related news in these markets. Obviously, it's a technology industry. These are particular AI companies that I like to follow. And then my preferred sources. So I've got a list of RSS feeds that are by OpenAI, Anthropic, Axios, TechCrunch, VentureBeat. There's a bunch of them. And I've picked a list, a fairly substantial list of good, credible sources of late breaking news, announcements, feature updates, any kind of developments in the AI sector. And so that's where the AI is going to go and search these RSS feeds, compare the news articles that it finds to the keyword phrases in my list and the brands mentioned in the brands that I want to follow. And then it will pull relevant articles. It's connected to a hidden back office CRM manager. In this case, it's a WordPress, but I don't use the WordPress other than simply as a CRM on the back end. It's a content management, not it's content management tool, not a CRM. Excuse me. And then let's see. I want it to publish to my hidden blog on WordPress as the content management tool, but I want my public facing site at Duval Consulting, duvalconsulting.com/blog. That's where I want the articles to actually show up when they're published. And so this automatically does all of that. And these are my social profiles that are linked. I've got Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And this automatically runs every morning at 8 a.m. So what happens, we go to the news feed, and every morning I can come in and check after 8 a.m. and I can see the latest articles. I can see when the original article was published, when the scan ran. So I can see that this was run today, just a moment ago. And I can take a look at these different ones. Now, they're also identified by if it's AI tech news, health threats, which is a different profile blog that I'm building, um, nutrition tips, that's one I'm doing for Carol, and the publishing side, that's another one that I'm doing that's outside of Duval Consulting. So I can sort and filter my list based on what I want to see. So in this case, AI technology news, these are the articles. I can skim through real quick and see what they're about. OpenAI for healthcare looks pretty interesting. So I'm going to approve this as one of the articles I want to publish to my posts. And there we go. It's approved. Now I can take a look here and there it is. Now, what this AI does, the second AI that kicks in at this point is Claude. I've got it's much better at writing in my voice and in my style. And so I use Claude to generate unique original angles on ways that I can approach this story so that I'm not just simply republishing somebody else's work. I'm creating something new and unique in my own voice using Claude. So Claude does that. At the same time, I've got Google Gemini's Nano Banana generating images for these. So let's go ahead and click this. It says the angles are ready. And I can see, do I want to go with trend jacking or a data-driven version, or do I want to go with a controversial approach to the story? From Iron Man's Friday to your family doctor. Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and go with that. So what it's doing now is that Claude is generating it's post specific, platform specific posts so that the article will be generated, 2,000 word article for my blog, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, a Twitter post, and an Instagram post. I'm still working on integrating YouTube scripts and TikTok scripts. So, but it's generating. It takes a few seconds for it to do that. And at the same time, Nano Banana is generating an image to go with these posts. Okay, so here we go. The blog article is written, and I can edit right here inside the database, right here inside this interface. I can go through and read it, make sure it's everything that I want. Part of the instructions is to make it search engine optimized, to avoid cliches. I want it to sound human. I want it to be in my voice, that sort of thing. And we can see here's the LinkedIn version. You can read, this is what it looks like when it's posted on LinkedIn. And here's the image that it generated. Here's the Twitter version. Here's the Instagram version. And here's the Facebook version. All slightly different. I've had them watermarked. I will show you what this looks like. So if I click Publish Now, or Publish Everything, this will publish all of these instantly to all of those different locations. So it takes a moment, and I will show you my Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'll show you all the different feeds where this article now shows up and some of the special features in it. Okay, so I just saw a little notification pop up saying that it was ready. So let's take a look at Duval Consulting. Let me hit refresh. And there it is. Here's the article that was just published. So we can see this is on Duval Consulting. So I've got the unique URL up at the top. And you can see it's beautifully formatted. And if we go all the way to the bottom, there's an opportunity for comments. So all of this was created by the AI. So let's take a look at LinkedIn. And here on the Duval Consulting page, here's the article that was just posted. Let's take a look. Here's the watermark and read the full report. This link takes people back to Duval Consulting to get all the details from my blog post. So the whole point of publishing to social media is to drive traffic back to your primary lead capture. In this case, it'll be Duval Consulting. If we take a look at my Instagram feed, here's all the AI articles that I've been generating. This one's not AI, but these were AI generated and all came from ClickPostNow, which is the workflow. And over here on Facebook, you can see one that I published earlier. Here's another one I published. If we take a look at the article, you can see it's been formatted for Facebook. And here's the link back to Duval Consulting. So to pull folks, if they're interested in seeing all of that. 3 different AIs embedded, not really embedded, they're actually built in and running in the background in my website called ClickPostNow. And it does all of this. And it takes about between 5 and 10 minutes, what used to take pretty much all day. So definitely a big improvement. In my next video, I'm going to show you one that's more closely aligned with what you're trying to accomplish with your training, where you're including an assessment with a trained custom GPT on your particular documents and knowledge base. I'm going to show an example of that in this next video.